Namaste, welcome. We're going to start class today in a forward bend. So just make sure your feet are separated hip distance, you have a little bend in your knees, neck is soft, and right away initiating that breath, getting a flow through your nose. All right, so we have a 1-hour class today. We're going to warm up pretty rapidly, so really important to ground yourself in your breath here at the beginning. In this forward bend, make sure your hips stack right of your heels, your belly is floating up. All right, so just breathing, relaxing your neck, relaxing your face. Go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your back and stretch your arms up and over your head. So we want to use Ujjayi pranayama, which is ocean sounding breath. You create that sound, that breath, by slightly narrowing the passage of your throat, in effect creating that Darth Vader-esque sound. All right, so keeping both feet flat, keeping your hands together, bend your right knee and just take a little twist. Open your left chest towards the sky, and as you do, get some length through the front spine. Shoulders out of your ears, just finding that place that feels good. And then come on back to the center and just switch. Bend your left knee, peel your right chest towards the sky, and keep the inner edge of that right foot grounded so you can really stretch the outside of that leg. Keep your hands together, come back to the center. Get your legs as straight as they're gonna go at this point. Just make sure yogi toes, they're spread open, they're soft. So legs as straight as they're gonna go. Shoulder blades kissing. One more inhale. And then exhale, release your hands to the floor and slowly crawl back out to downward facing dog. All right, so fingers spread wide, palms are flat. Right away, start to generate some energy in your arms, hips, reaching up out of your fingertips. Notice your feet are at least hip distance, potentially wider, heels disappearing behind your toes. All right, you guys, so we're getting right into it here. Shift forward to plank and pause in upper push-up position. So throughout this class, we're gonna emphasize and focus on the core a lot, and that's what you do in plank position. So feel your pubis drawing towards your navel, that belly lifting up. And then one arm at a time, lower down into a forearm plank. Make sure your shoulders are stacked right over your elbows. And we are going to hold this, you guys, for 60 seconds. So we do have just a short amount of time to heat up, and there really is no better way to heat up the body than with a forearm plank. So as your pubis draws towards your navel, really important, your tailbone is reaching, it's extending back in between your heels. So your legs are straight. Those shoulder blades, the scapulas, are plugging into the back body and expanding a little bit. Also make sure that your collarbones are expanded. So it says that forearm plank is quite a stress reliever, probably mainly because you're so freaking happy when you come out of it. So hang in there, you guys. 10 more seconds. Inhaling and exhaling, starting to stoke that inner fire. All right, so you're really stable and strong through the midsection of your body. Very slowly and gracefully press back up to a straight arm plank. So taking your gaze just a little bit ahead of you. So keeping that gaze out, you guys. Take one more inhale. Slowly lower down to your belly. Release your toes. So legs are long. Run your arms down your waist. So palms facing the floor. Just give your underarms a little bit of space to breathe. Shalambhasana. Inhale, float chest and legs and arms up off the floor. All right, so make sure your legs are really long. Your feet are reaching out of your hips. Your coccyx, your tail is drawing down. Your chest is pulling out. 5. And the cranium, the top of your head, is reaching out of your shoulder heads. 3. Inner thighs spiraling up towards the sky. So perhaps floating up a little bit higher. One more inhale. Lovely. Exhale, release it down, you guys. Place your palms underneath your shoulders. And then slide your hands back a little bit so your fingers are more in line with your bust, with your nipples, elbows hugging into your ribs. On an inhale, low cobra, number 1, starting off nice and easy. And then exhale, lay back down. So we'll do that a few more times. Inhale, cobra, number 2. So make sure those elbows are in, your shoulders are pressing back. Exhale, chest to the floor. A few more. Inhale, number 3, perhaps exploring a little bit deeper. Exhale, bring it back down. We'll do one more like that. Inhale, coil it up, heart bright and open. Exhale, back down, pause. We'll take one up dog. So slide your hands back in line with your short ribs. And on an inhale, press your arms straight, peel everything up off the floor. So the tops of the feet are grounded. Make sure your thighs are working, they're strong. And more than ever, you're peeling your chest open and pressing those shoulder heads back. Everyone, take one more inhale, glance up, enjoy it. Exhale, roll over your toes, back to downward facing dog. Right, so make sure your palms are well grounded. You're using your entire surface area there. We'll flow through 1, maybe 2 of these vinyasas. It's up to you whether you flow with cobra or you flow with up dog. It's just a matter of preference. Right, so from the top, on a long inhale, shift forward to plank. Lengthen your front spine quite a bit. Exhale, lower down slow. Inhale, coil it up, sailing through your spine. Exhale, over your toes, downward facing dog. Right, so let's do that one more time. Long inhale, come forward to plank. As a unit, exhale, glide it down. Inhale, coil it up, making sure the palms stay flat. And then exhale, navel pulls you back. All right, so from this downward facing dog, I'll have you guys shift forward to plank. So plank, you want your arms like columns, like pillars, your shoulders over your elbows stacked over your wrists. Now pubis towards your navel without arching your low back. Lift your right leg up behind you. So it's only going to be a couple inches. Exhale, bring that knee to your chest, holding the plank. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to your chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it back in. Stay with it, one more. Leg back, inhale. Knee to your chest, hold. Step that foot between your hands, melt your left knee to the mat, release those toes, and then reach your arms up towards the sky. So yeah, release your back knee down. So make sure you're melting down enough where you have an adequate stretch through your quad into your hip flexor. And you can feel energy from all 4 corners of your waist reaching up through your fingertips. Now gazing up towards the sky, feel your back ribs lifting off of your pelvis. One more inhale. Hands lightly to the floor. Tuck your left toes under. Step left foot up to right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. So feet are all the way together. Your heels are slightly apart. Bend your knees deeply. Drop your hips down. Inhale, Utkatasana, sitting down into that low chair. So anytime you reach your arms up over your heart, you're really invoking purifying fire into your body. And any yoga practice, fire is essential. So feel your tail softening down, your low belly zipping up. And without gripping your shoulders or your face, finding your edge. As you squat down deeper, reach up higher. Last inhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, decompress, step or jump, vinyasa. Just notice how quiet it is in the room as these beautiful yogis move their bodies through space. So staying light, treading lightly is so important. All right, so once again, shift forward to plank, getting that upper push-up. So you're stacked, your front spine is really extending through the gateway of your arms, pubis towards the navel. Lift your left leg up without arching your back. So arms are strong. Take an inhale. Knee to your chest, engaging your core. Leg extends. Inhale. To your chest. Exhale. Leg back. Inhale. Exhale. Curl it in. Last one. Leg back. Inhale. Knee to your chest. Exhale. Hold that. Step that foot between your hands. Release your right knee to the mat. Release those toes, sinking your hips. And then reach your arms up towards the sky. Okay, so get your tail drawing down towards the floor. So it goes hand in hand. As your tail draws down towards the floor, the frontal hips are lifting up, and that naturally will ignite your belly. And without throwing your head back, take your gaze up towards the sky as you melt a little bit deeper. Reach up higher. Last inhale. Hands lightly to the floor. Tuck your right toes under. Step right foot up to left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees deeply. Drop your hips down. Inhale, Utkatasana. So sitting down into that low chair, your belly is lifted. This time, you guys, bring your hands into prayer. Turn to the right without hooking your elbow. Turn towards the right and then go for it. Hook that elbow outside of your knee. So make sure that your knees stay level with one another. One doesn't pop in front of the next. And your front spine is long. Your collarbones are spread wide. Now, keeping those knees bent. Come back up to the center, arms reaching up towards the sky. Hands back into prayer. Hook right elbow, take that twist first. And then hook that elbow. So literally starting to wring out your inner body. We're going to do a lot of that in this class. So long through the back of the neck, out the crown of your head. This is it. Come back to the center, you guys. Try to bring your straight arms back in line with your ears. As you squat deeper, reach up higher. Last inhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, lengthen out. Step or jump, vinyasa. So for those folks at home, and even for these yogis here, if you feel like your energy is a little compromised, feel free to skip some vinyasas, although there probably won't be too many of them. If you need to take breaks, take breaks. Lift your right leg up behind you. Externally rotate that hip. Bend your knee, point your toes, without getting twisted in your shoulders. So keep your shoulders level. Feeling your palms gripping the mat. Smoothly. Inhale, extend that leg. Neutralize your hips. Exhale, knee to your right tricep. Get your shoulders right over your wrists. Pause. Leg back. Full inhale, reach it. Knee to your left elbow. Aim just a little bit above that elbow. Leg back. Inhale. Bring your knee to your chest. Step that foot between your hands. Stay on your left toes. You're in a high lunge now. Pull your front spine long. Thread your arms down your ribs. You're hovering over that right thigh. So we tend to focus, when we're lengthening our spine, we focus on the back. Make sure front and back spine are long. Inhale, come on up to crescent pose. All right, so we're going to flow through this crescent pose. Tail's drawing down, belly is lifting up. Now, as you reach from your waist through your fingertips, that's your inhale. Chest to thigh, arms reach back, that's your exhale. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it forward, right hip crease back. Inhale, number 4, you're literally fanning that fire. Exhale, chest to thigh. Inhale, number 3. Exhale, chest to thigh. Stay with it, you guys. Inhale, number 2, melt a little bit deeper. Chest to thigh, exhale, then we're going to move on. Inhale, reach it up, hit that high note, warrior two as you exhale. So organize your feet so you have right heel to left arch alignment. And just take a moment, notice your jaw, notice your eyes. So low in your lunge, that front knee tracking with your toes. Rest your forearm on that front knee and sweep your left arm up and over your ear. So personally, one of my favorites. So reaffirm the pinky edge of your left foot, ultimately feeling that whole inner leg zip up and strengthen for 3. So outer right hip is hugging the center line. You guys look fantastic. Now from both your feet, slowly inhale, come on back to warrior two without losing any sort of depth. Wrap your left arm behind your back. Try to grab your right inner thigh. Flip your right palm towards the sky and take it into reverse warrior. And this will be our exit. So there's lines of energy here. As your front knee tracks with your toes, right side body is lengthening. Last inhale, and then cartwheel yourself through a vinyasa. You guys make this stuff look really easy. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up behind you. All right, so make sure those palms are grounded. We don't want to cause any wrist issues. Externally rotate that hip. Bend your knee, point your toes. All this stuff will be challenging, but it should feel good. If it doesn't, please use your intuition and modify accordingly. Inhale, extend that leg, neutralize your hips, point them down. Exhale, knee to your left tricep, shoulders over your wrist. Pause. Leg back, inhale, reset to your right elbow. Pause. Leg back, full inhale, reach it, knee to your chest. Step that foot through, stay on your back toes. Pull your front spine long, pull your heart out. Run your arms down your ribs and feel that corresponding energy out the crown of your head. Inhale, come on up to crescent. All right, so that first part is your point of return here. Now rising up, energizing your fingertips. That's your inhale. Chest to thigh, arms reach back. Exhale. Inhale, reach it up. Number 5. Chest to thigh. Exhale, left hip crease back. Inhale, number 4. Work those legs. Chest to thigh. Exhale. Inhale, number 3. Chest to thigh. Exhale. Inhale, number 2. Melt a little bit deeper. Chest to thigh, exhale, then we are moving on. Inhale, reach it up, hit that high note. Warrior two as you exhale. So get some of your consciousness into your feet. Feel your roots and energize some beams of energy through your fingertips. You really feel that you're expanding beyond your gross anatomy. Rest your forearm on that front knee. Sweep that right arm up and over your ear. So these guys look fantastic. Be mindful that you're lengthening that left waistline as well. So you're stretching both sides for 3. And that outer left hip is hugging the center line. Now from your feet, slowly inhale, come on back to warrior two. So you're still low in that lunge. I know your legs are working. Wrap your right arm behind your back. Left palm towards the sky, reversing that warrior. So tracing that line from your left hip bone through your waist, ribs, out your fingertips. Last inhale, and then cartwheel through another vinyasa. Or skip it and step right to down dog. So this should be a challenging practice. It should not be overwhelming. So please pace yourself accordingly. Let's take a couple breaths in downward facing dog. So notice that your mouth is softly closed, your jaws free of tension, and perhaps you're placing your tongue on your palate, on the roof of your mouth to create a circuit of energy. All right, you guys, so we're going to take some push-ups. Shift forward to plank. Now, if you need to modify, do it. Knees down, lift your feet, cross your ankles. So regardless, core is strong. On an inhale, lower down halfway. They're slow. Exhale, push back up. Pause. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, push it up. Inhale, number 3. We're going for 5. Push it back up. Inhale, 4. Work your core. Push it up. So last one will be different. Lower down halfway to chaturanga and practice hovering. Tops of the thighs could be a useful thing here. 5. Elbows are hugging in. 4. Shoulders out of your ears. Core is strong. This is it. Take one more inhale. Push up. Downward facing dog. Ah. All right, I think you guys are heated up. All right, gathering some energy from your palms. So feeling this circuit from your palms into your low belly. On an inhale, hips press back, step, or hop to the top of your mats. Inhale, glance out, flat back. Exhale, forward folds. And then on a big inhale, fly to standing, arms reach up, climb out of your waist, hands to your heart, exhale. So just close your eyes for a moment, see how you feel. Relax your shoulders, soften your heart. All right, so keeping that right foot on the floor, hug your left knee into your chest. And right away, rise straight up through the crown of your head. Get that central axis strong. On an inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, dive into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. For those folks at home, if you're new to this, you're basically forming a capital letter T. Make sure your left toes, that hip, are shining straight down. Now, long and bright through your front spine, buoyant in your low belly. Slowly, you guys, come on up to standing. Hug your left knee into your chest. So this is where we started. You're still balancing on that right leg. Take it into tree pose. Very helpful, if not necessary, to commit your gaze to a certain point. That drishti is key. And then bring your hands into prayer. When you're ready, reach your arms up towards the sky. So you can be creative here. For 5, you can take a mudra. You can bring your palms together. And trees do move. Trees sway in the wind, so a little bit of movement is normal and ultimately welcome. Right, so tail softening down. You're grounded through all 4 corners of that right foot. Arms are reaching up, you guys. Take one more inhale. Return to Warrior 3, sending that left leg straight back. Now, bright through your heart center, light in your body. Lightly step it back into crescent pose. Arms reaching up towards the sky. Now, keeping your center of gravity low. Listen carefully. Bring your palms together in front of your heart without hooking your elbow. Turn your torso towards the right. So you're just using your abdominal muscles to create that twist initially. And then go for it. Hook that elbow outside of your knee. Press that back leg straight. Really work it and feel that length out the crown of your head. Now, option to open your arms or bind that twist. So make sure that your chest is open. There's a little bit of cobra. Collarbones are spread wide. Now with those legs strong, slowly inhale, come on back to crescent pose. So we're calling this an hour of power with a twist, literally. Turn your torso again to the right, but this time open your arms out to the side like warrior two arms. If you notice you're leaning at a diagonal, just let your right fingertips pull you back a little bit so you're more perpendicular to the floor. So finding a deeper twist from your belly button, it's all very subtle. Take your right hand lightly on your left hamstring. Reach your left arm up and gaze towards those fingers. So where your eyes go, energy ultimately flows. Feel the back of your ribs lifting off of your pelvis. This is our exit. Now, as you melt down deeper, reach up, stretch back. Last inhale, upper push-up position. Hold plank. So you've got those columns in your arms. Lift your left leg up behind you, and I do mean the left leg. Take an inhale. Bring that knee to your chest. Now, keeping that right palm grounded. Vashisthasana. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Any creative variation of Vashisthasana is welcome. So you could keep that left knee bent and hovering. You could take a tree pose. You could grab a hold of that foot. You could even modify like Shauna here. Now, everyone, if your arm is free, that is, extend that left arm out over your ear. Shine that palm down and lift that right hip up a little bit for 3. Plug that right shoulder blade in. Stabilize that foundation. 2. Arm back up. Inhale. Exhale, plank. Top of the push-up. Take a big fat inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, coil it up. Wrap your shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, feeling very good at this point. All right, lift your right leg up behind you. So now we're all right side. Palms are grounded. Take an inhale and then bring that knee to your right tricep. Pause. So you're at your deepest point here. Add a pulse. Knee up, hold. Up into that hold. So it's teeny and you're really working that right oblique for 3, 2, 1. Leg back. Inhale. Bring that knee to your left elbow. So shoulders right over your wrists. Add a pulse. 5. So deep core work for 3. Check your lips. 2, 1. Leg back. Inhale. Knee to your chest. Step that foot through. Inhale. Come on up to crescent pose. All right, so we're coming to the end of our sequence here. Lean forward, launch into Warrior 3. So Warrior 3 is not our focus at this point. It's just a launching pad. So long through your front spine. Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana. So left fingertips revolve down towards the floor, right arm towards the sky. Remember, it's power yoga flow with a twist. So get your front spine reaching out towards the front of the room. That left leg is reaching back, and again, those toes are pointing down. Now, if it's available, turn your gaze up towards the sky. A strong standing leg. Now, deepening your twist through the rotation of your ribs. Calmly take one more inhale. Right hand lightly to the floor. Keep your leg up. Release your head down. Standing split option, and it's a good one. Hook your right arm behind that calf and use that leverage to fold in. So if you're using one arm, then it leaves your left fingertips free to facilitate your balance. Now, standing leg is strong. Left leg is super long. Now, from that left seat, this is it. Lift up to meet your personal edge. Last inhale, feet come together. Inhale, flat back, lengthen your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot back into a high lunge, about one leg's distance. Step it back. You guys will like this. Put your left knee on the mat, release those toes. And then slide your left knee back just a few inches. Ardha Hanumanasana, or half splits. As you reverse your hips backward, pull that right leg straight and flex that ankle. Right, so instead of your hands reversing back, walk them forward a little bit. On an inhale, pull your chest out and exhale, forward fold. So Hans here is more Hanumanasana, full splits. Right. So you certainly have enough heat to stretch. Take advantage. Each inhale, feel that there is adequate length through your front spine. And each exhale, welcoming a little more depth. And let go of the struggle. Shoulders out of your ears. Last 3. So that right leg is as straight as you can make it to the point where the thigh lifts up off the kneecap. 2. And then rebend your right knee coming into that low lunge. Tuck your left toes under, press that leg straight, and simply step your left foot up to meet your right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. So let's do this. Separate your feet hip distance. So hip distance is basically 2 fists apart. It's actually quite narrow. Take your peace fingers and hook your big toes. On an inhale, pull your chest out, lengthen, ignite your belly, and then exhale, forward fold. So make sure that your hips stack right over your heels, which does, when you have that correct position, does feel a little bit like you're tipping forward. As that happens, though, ignite your low belly to maintain the balance and also support your spine. Last 3, deeply, deeply relax your face. Different variation. Inhale, flat back, pull your chest out, and then slide your hands all the way under the soles of your feet. So toes actually make contact with your wrist creases. And then your next exhale, fold back in. So most likely you started with your knees bent. As you stand on your hands, relax your wrists, and then get your legs as straight as you can. Just make sure the neck is free of tension. 3. The jaw's empty, the lips are soft. 2. And then pull your hands out from under your feet. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. So just hang out. You're dangling like a rag doll. Dropping your tail slowly, one vertebra at a time. Roll your way up to standing. And then just top that off. Inhale, reach your arms up. Lift the low belly, soften your tail. Hands to your heart, exhale. All right, you guys, so with great enthusiasm, standing on your left leg, hug that right knee into your chest. So now you know, no surprises, we will come back to this. So ignite the bandhas, lift the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, lift your low belly. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, and then exhale, dive yourself into Virabhadrasana 3, our first round of it. So whatever you want to do with your arms is up to you. You could be like an eagle out to the side. Last 4, maybe like a superhero reaching straight ahead, or like Shauna, hands clasped behind your back. Now grounded through all 4 corners of that left foot. Slowly come back up to standing. Hug your right knee into your chest. Steady yourself with your gaze, and then make your transition into tree pose. So if you can't get your foot to your inner thigh, take it below your knee. So it's either above or below the knee. You don't want to be putting pressure into the knee. When you're ready, arms up towards the sky. So in tree pose, and it's such a lovely posture, you want to feel your pelvis drawing forward so you can gently, you don't want to force these things, gently pry that right knee open. At the same time, feel your lumbar spine, feel your tailbone descending towards the floor. Right, so zipped up through that low belly, light in your body. Arms reaching up. Take one more inhale. Dive back to Virabhadrasana 3. So soaring through the air, literally body light as a feather, without making any sort of a sound. Step back into crescent pose. Arms reach up towards the sky. So just getting your footing. That belly zipped up. So as we did on the other side, bring your hands into prayer without hooking the elbows. Turn to your left. So you're twisting using your own abdominals, no leverage at all. And then go ahead and hook that elbow outside of your knee. So feel that corresponding line of energy from your back heel all the way through your back spine, the crown of your head, but there's the same amount of length through your front spine as well. So option 2, open those arms or bind the twist. Whatever you do is your choice. Just make sure that you are in fact breathing. Oxygen is important. Now strong in your legs. Inhale, come on back to crescent pose and pause on the exhale. Twisting again to your left. Open those arms out to the side like warrior 2. And from your heart center, feel the energy moving through and beyond your fingertips. And getting a little more twist from your belly button, from that perspective. All right, left hand lightly on your right hamstring. Reach your right arm up. Give it some energy and gaze up. So the most important thing here is that you are not in any way dumping into your low back. This is it. As you melt down deeper, reach up, stretch back. Last inhale, upper push-up position. So the minute you hit plank, your core engages. Lift your right leg up behind you. So right leg in the air. Take an inhale. Bring that knee to your chest, keeping your left palm grounded. Roll to the outer edge of that left foot, your version of Vashisthasana. So one way of modifying is, or another way is the way Sean is doing it, making a kickstand with her right foot in front of her body. So no matter what, modified or full version, you want to feel zipped up through your left waistline. You guys go ahead, reach that arm out over your ear for 3. So you guys just look like you're taking a casual stroll through the park. You make it look so easy. So shoulder blades plugged in, arm back up towards the sky. Inhale, upper push-up, lengthening your front spine. Take a full inhale, exhale, lower down. Inhale, coil it up, wrap those shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so last segment here. Lift your left leg up behind you, making sure that your palms stay flat, that there's no buckling, there's no uprooting. Inhale, knee first to your left tricep. So you have that plank, but you have a little bend in your elbows. Add that pulse. And it is, in fact, a pulse. It's not a swing in any way. It almost turns into no movement. 3. It's really deep in your core. 2. 1. Leg back. Inhale. Knee to your right elbow. So Mary demonstrates this really well. 5. I mean, your core at this point should be on fire. For 3, check your face. 2, 1, leg back, full inhale. Bring that knee to your chest. Step that foot through. Inhale, come on up to crescent pose. Right, so crescent pose is just a diving board. Lean forward and launch into your last warrior 3. All right, so feel that the inner edge of that left foot is grounded. Really long, more than ever, through your front spine. Pavarita Ardha Chandrasana, right fingertips down, left arm towards the sky. So your left palm and chest are shining in that direction. So re-lengthen your heart. You're actually moving the direction of cobra. You're moving the direction of a back bend. Now gazing towards the sky, if that's available. Deepening the twist to your own degree. Last inhale. Left hand lightly to the floor. Release your head. Release your neck. So you want to make sure the back of the neck is wrinkle-free. Option to hook that left forearm behind your calf so you have enough leverage to start to pull your torso in. Not jam, just draw your torso in. So from the strength of your standing leg, reach through the ball of your right foot like you're pressing into an imaginary wall. Now from that seat, and it probably won't be very much at this point, lift up to meet your edge. Last inhale breath. Feet together. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back, so about 1 leg's distance. Release your knee to the mat, and then slide the knee back a little bit. Slide it back, and then half splits or Ardha Hanumanasana. So as your hips reach behind you, inhale, pull your front spine long, and then exhale, melt into what is often a very intense stretch. Right, so option, like Shauna's doing, take your right hand and draw the ball of that foot back, just to reinforce the flexion in that ankle. And make sure your shoulders are out of your ears. 5. And despite the sensations, just get your face as relaxed as possible. Feel like your facial muscles are actually melting. And then coming out. Rebend that left knee, coming into that lunge. Tuck your right toes under. Press that leg straight. And then step right foot up to meet your left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Separate your feet as wide as you personally need to get into a yogic squat with your feet flat. So folks who are a little bit tighter in their hips, you can go as wide as your yoga mat to get down. If that's not happening for you, it's such a fantastic stretch that's worth your while to roll up your mat part of the way, and you can use other props to do this, and actually make a perch for your heels. You use a towel for that purpose as well. Right, so Mula Bandha, pelvic floor lifting up, low belly zipped up. Bakasana, place your palms down on the floor, making a shelf with your triceps. Go ahead, climb your knees aboard. So keep that low belly lifting up. And the more you practice Bakasana, the more you want to work on straightening your elbows. So when you deem appropriate, step or jump back through a vinyasa. So you really have to get that floating sensation to be able to jump back. If you're not quite feeling that, it's better to step back. It's all about the bandhas to get that lightness to spring. All right, you guys, shift forward to plank, upper push-up position. Holding this plank, take your right knee to your right tricep. Come back to plank. Left knee to left tricep. Plank. So 30 seconds, walk this out. And mind you, we are coming to the end of the class, or crank it up and start to jog it. If you like that extra bit of cardio, this might feel like a good thing. You've got 15 more seconds. Make sure you have a little bend in your elbows, a little buoyancy in those joints. Last 10. And you're moving your knees, you're moving your legs from your core. There's not a swinging that's happening. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, hold plank on 1, stabilize. Downward facing dog. Right, so hips pressing back. Take an inhale and then step or hop to the top of your mat. Feet together. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees deeply. Drop your hips down. Inhale, Utkatasana. So remember, this is the end of our class. So hang in there, you guys. Last bits of fire. Sit down lower. Press your shins back. I want you to be able to see all 10 of your toes. Sit down even lower. Lift that belly up. Go all the way. Sit down, Navasana. Legs in a tabletop position. So reach your arms forward now instead of up towards the sky. If you need to modify, I totally get it. Lightly hold the back sides of your knees. So Navasana, you want a semi-V shape at this point. You want your back flat. So lift your breastbone up as if to touch the ceiling. Adding movement. Take an inhale, heart up. Exhale, lower down almost all the way. Palms open. Lift up like you're rowing. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, 5. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, 4. Exhale, bring it back down. Extend those legs. Inhale, 3. Exhale, almost all the way down, not quite. Inhale, 2. Exhale, back down. Last one coming. Inhale, come on up. Try for full Navasana. So now trying for that full V shape. You may not get there, but it's certainly worth trying. 4. Chest lifting up. Shoulder blades sliding down the back. Now finding your peak. One more inhale. Lower down to that halfway point. So almost laying down. Not quite. 5. Palms up. Chest open. Belly flat. 3. OMG. 2. Let it go. Oh, thank God. Hug your knees into your chest and rock yourself side to side. Massage your low back out. All right, send your legs straight up towards the sky. Legs straight up. Slip your palms slightly underneath your hips. So you just want that added lumbar support. So the hands are not necessary. My experience, I really appreciate having them there. So legs are straight, focusing on your low belly. Take an inhale, and then exhale slowly. Bring your legs down 5, 10, or even more inches off the floor. Make sure you are not arching into your low back. Legs come up. Inhale, nice and slow. And then exhale, bring them back down. So continue with that movement, about 20, 30 seconds. If you are starting to feel a pain or a pinching in your low back, you are bringing your legs way too low. So adjust your height. You want the focus to be your low, low belly from the top of the pubis to your belly button. Last 10 seconds. And by the way, there's one more part after this. 5 more seconds. Shoulder blades sliding down the back. And then on one, leg straight up towards the sky. Hold that position. Take all 10 fingers behind your head, elbows open. Lift your head and your shoulder blades up. So I want you to keep your elbows open. Bend your knees so you have a 90-degree angle. Knees over your hips, shins parallel. Take an inhale. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Extend your right leg all the way straight. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, go. So keep going at this slow, steady pace. 30 more seconds, you guys. This finish line is so close. So close your eyes. Get a groove. Make sure that your fingers are light on the back of your head and your elbows are really spread open. So you're encouraging that twist instead of cheating and bringing that elbow across to touch your knee. Last 15 seconds. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Let's get bridge pose. Plant your feet flat to the floor. And then slide your heels close to your sit bones. When you extend your arms down, your fingers can touch the back sides of your heels. And then press your hips up towards the sky. Interlace your fingers together. And after core work, I think a back bend feels so nice to not only stretch your spine, but to stretch the abdominal muscles. Make sure that your feet stay grounded. And it's like you're squeezing an imaginary block in between your thighs, or rather you have a thick block of glass that you're holding there. So you guys can stay right here if that is enough for you. Otherwise, option to release your hands above your shoulders and take it into wheel. So if you're taking that avenue, none of you guys are. For those of you at home, make sure your elbows hug into your ears like chaturanga instead of splaying out to the side. So you want to keep those elbows pinned together. Last 4. Oh, here we go. We have some takers. Last 3. So walking that curve higher up your spine. So you really have that heart opening effect. Take one more inhale. And then slowly lower down on the exhale. Take happy baby to counter stretch. And at this point in time, I would strongly recommend just closing your eyes and significantly slowing down and smoothing out your breath. So we kind of arrive into the class fast and we exit somewhat fast. We want to smooth out that transition as much as we can. So low back on the floor. Either take your peace fingers and hook your big toes, or perhaps hands in your inner thighs. Spread your legs out to a wide straddle stretch. So we haven't done that yet today in class. Should feel really nice just to open up the adductors, the inner thighs. And the legs don't have to straighten all the way. And then release. Hug your knees into your chest. Plant your feet flat as if you were setting up for bridge. Take your right ankle bone on top of your left knee, so the heel will drop off or poke out the other side of that thigh. Ankle flexed. Thread the needle. Your right arm goes between those legs. So make sure that your hips are even, your low back is on the floor, and you keep activity in that foot. So slow, steady, self-soothing breath. We're going to segue this right into a twist. So hug your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg straight out onto the floor. Open your right arm out to the side like a wing. And exhale, use your left hand to guide your knee across your body into a really, really gentle twist. And pull some breath to the base of your spine. Okay, so then roll back to the center, hug your right knee into your chest, followed by your left. So just stretching the low back, neutralizing it for a second, and then thread the needle on the other side. Left ankle bone on top of your right knee. Left arm threads through. Just kind of wiggle your hips a little bit to even them out. And just make sure your face is really relaxed. Activity in that left foot. I would say this is the last 30 seconds or so of Ujjayi pranayama. Then we're going to let that go. Transitioning, hug your left knee into your chest. Extend your right leg straight out. So left arm opens out to the side like a wing. Exhale, easy, easy twist. And then come on back to the center. Lastly, hug your left knee into your chest, followed by your right. So both knees hug in. Wrap your arms around your shins and lift your forehead up towards your knees. So curling yourself into a tight ball, take a big inhale, hold that breath. Everything you've been trying to avoid. Hold the breath, squeeze your face, squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your belly. Exhale, let it go. Shavasana. So if you ever find that laying flat on your back causes an achiness in your low spine, you could put a bolster under your knees, or you could just bend them. Shavasana, it's the posture for surrender, of surrender. Completely letting go, let the floor rise up to support the weight of your body. And release all control, including that of your breath. So I'm going to leave these guys resting. They've worked so hard, and Shavasana is so incredibly important. And I'd like to encourage the folks at home to keep resting for at least 5 minutes, if not longer. Thank you so much for joining us in class. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel fantastic. Namaste.